Peacekeeping, as defined by the United Nations, is a way to help countries torn by conflict create conditions for sustainable peace. As peace became increasingly a global problem and a number of countries began to suffer from armed conflicts, the United Nations organization instituted in 1948 UN peacekeeping operations, and it was then that the UN Security Council deployed UN military observers to the Middle East to monitor the armistice agreement between Israel and their Arab neighbors. The Philippines' first salvo of joining the UN peacekeeping efforts was during the Korean War, which erupted on 25 June 1950, when North Korea declared war against South Korea. The UN immediately called on all UN member states to rally behind South Korea. Philippine President Elpidio R. Quirino lobbied to the Philippines Second Congress to pass Republic Act 573, otherwise known as the Philippine Military Aid to the UN Act of 1950, which created and sustained the Philippine Expeditionary Forces to Korea, or PEFTOC. In the 1950s, the AFP started deploying battle-tested troops belonging to the Army's 10th Battalion Combat Team, the AFP's sole armored trained unit, to form the PEFTOC contingent. From the Korean War onwards, the Philippines has been a consistent active player in the UN peacekeeping efforts around the world. January 1963. Limbas Squadron from the 9th Tactical Squadron, Philippine Air Force Contingent, or PAFCON, helped sustain the newly gained independence of Congo. March 1963. The AFP sent the Philippine Medical Mercy Mission to Indonesia in response to the UN's distress call when a 200-year dormant volcano, Gunung Ago, erupted. August 16, 1964, the Philippines sent the Philippine contingent to Vietnam. The 6-year AFP pacification tour in South Vietnam dispatched surgeons, doctors, nurses, psychologists, and rural development workers. During the onslaught of Operation Desert Storm in 1991, the Philippines initially dispatched 200 civilian healthcare practitioners. Later, a Philippine military contingent formed part of the UN Guards contingent to Iraq, which conducted massive humanitarian missions to the severely devastated country. In the span of 8 years, the Philippines sent a total of 19 Philippine UN Guards contingent to Iraq groups, the last group of which returned to the Philippines in 2002. In 1992, Philippine troops were deployed to Cambodia as part of the United Nations Transitional Authority in Cambodia and were significant in the disarming of around 211,000 Cambodian warring factions before the April 1993 elections. Traversing time zones and racial boundaries, the Philippines sustains its support to UN peacekeeping missions in nations with unstable peace situations. Among the deployments made are Philippine contingents to East Timor 1999 to the present, where the Philippine Humanitarian Support Mission to East Timor was established, Liberia 2003 to date, Cote d'Ivoire 2004 to present in West Africa, Burundi 2004 to 2006, Haiti 2004 up to the present, Sudan 2005 to the present in East Africa, and many more. Through the years, the Philippine peacekeeping forces had proven their mettle and commitment in promoting a culture of peace wherever they may be. To have a pool of qualified officers and enlisted personnel to participate in the UN peacekeeping missions, the AFP established a training program for military personnel who are projected for such a purpose. Moreover, with the United Nations' significant and continuing thrust on the AFP, there is an increase in the demand for Philippine troops in UN peacekeeping missions. In 2002, the AFP Peacekeeping Operations Center was established. This is an AFP-wide support and separate unit managed by subject matter experts or personnel who have UN mission experience. Currently located in Camp O'Donnell in Barangay Santa Lucia, Capas, Tarlac, the school serves as the soldiers' training ground and information tool to prepare them for the gargantuan tasks of peacekeeping and at times for security in foreign strife-torn countries. Deployed AFP contingents are far better equipped than their previous counterparts in terms of the necessary skills and know-how. They have a better perspective of the countries of assignment, the laws, cultures, and other related concerns of every state, and the rules and regulations of the UN itself. For its upcoming plans and programs, the AFP is guided by the Philippine Defense Planning Guidance, wherein a 1% strength of the entire AFP will be allocated to United Nations missions abroad. The unquantifiable and heroic deeds and actions of these Filipino soldiers, the unsung heroes, are truly amazing. The United Nations peacekeeping missions unite peoples of different races, beliefs, and cultures, and yet they all work for one goal and ideal, achieving universal peace for humankind. And it is all the more humbling to know that those who perished while in the service of seeking peace, who left behind their loved ones, did so for love of human beings and God. To them, we give our snappy salute.